Welcome back everyone to theCUBE. I'm John Furrier, your host. This is the Crypto Trailblazers series here at the NYSE studio, part of the NYSE Wired programming community. Of course, we have our Palo Alto studio connecting West Coast and the East Coast, Silicon Valley and Wall Street, tech and money coming together. This is our program here, and we highlight the leaders making it happen. Got a great guest here who's making it happen. He's also on the West Coast and has an East Coast president, Roshan, CEO, OKX US. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me, John.
Sharon,
Yep.
kind of mentioned that San Jose is also a hub for you guys too, and New York.
San Jose is a big hub for us. We have San Jose is our US headquarters. We do have a small office in San Francisco as well. We opened our New York office last year, and we've hired a lot of people in New York as well. So now we have around 530 people in the US, and a lot of our engineering talent, a lot of our product talent we source from Silicon Valley, right? So that's why that San Jose office is very important for us.
Talk about the business for the folks that don't know what you guys do. Set the table, put some context. What do you guys do? What's the core value proposition? What's the business model?
OKX is perhaps the oldest infrastructure provider in the public blockchain space. We go back to our origins in 2013, and currently we are probably the second largest exchange by volume around the world. We launched here in the US in April of this year, and it's been 6 months, and we've continued to expand our products and services. We've seen tremendous growth and tremendous interest in our products and services, both on the retail side as well as on the institutional side, and we'll speak about more about that as we progress.
Talk about the exchange dynamics, because we have a regulatory regime that feels good. There's a tailwind here in the US. The financial systems are leaning in. The back end, AKA DeFi, I call it back end, it's more of a back end technology. TradFi, the front end, retail's booming. So you're seeing a lot of mainstreaming of crypto infrastructure. Some say an open stack for software development, programmable money, but the exchanges have played a critical role pre-tailwind outside the United States. Talk about how that dynamic went down, that market, how that's changed, and how it's accelerating in a new direction.
Tremendous change since the new administration took over, and we do. We've seen the Genius Act get passed into law. We've seen the Clarity Act as it sort of passed through the House, and currently, just a couple of days ago, we had one of the first drafts from the Senate Ag Committee on the market structure bill. So there's tremendous amount of tailwinds happening in this space, and what that's doing to the ecosystem is, we had a stablecoin market that currently is at around 300 billion in AUM or market cap. There is a Treasury report that came out in April of this year from the Department of Treasury that says that that's a market that's going to go from where it is today to becoming a $2 to $3 trillion market by 2028. So that's the direction of travel, right? Put stablecoins aside. Stablecoins actually power the larger crypto marketplaces. The crypto market, if you look at the total crypto AUM or market cap, it's around $3.5 to $4 trillion. And with the stablecoin bill passing, and with the impetus or the tailwinds, like you said, that we see around that, that's going to sort of really, put a booster rocket to where that industry is going, right? And last but not the least, I'd like to say is, yes, we have the centralized exchanges. We have, we have the stable coins that is powering this new world of finance, so to say. But equally important is to see the adoption happening in DeFi or decentralized finance. And of course, we just released a new product today, which is called CDFi, which allows centralized exchange customers to, in a seamless fashion, access this new world of decentralized finance. It provides a window to that world, which did not exist before.
It's kind of funny, you get the exchange. We have loud trading going on here at the New York Stock Exchange. You probably hear very active trading on the option floor behind us, one of the last bastions of outcry trading. So it's kind of ironic that we're talking about crypto exchanges while I'm doing old school here.
Isn't it great to be here where you
energy is amazing.
The energy is amazing, and as we transfer that energy into this new world that is emerging,
digital.
into this new world that is emerging, right? And to talk a little bit about the new world, right? And everything is about adoption. So you have this decentralized finance ecosystem that is developing. We have our own architecture that we've, engineering architecture, including the OKX wallet, which is our self-custodial wallet, our DEX aggregators, which is an infrastructure that provides data and analytics and access to over 500 different decentralized exchanges. We have seen tremendous amount of volume flowing through this, right? So just in 2025, we've seen over $80 billion of AUM flowing through this OKX infrastructure around DeFi. We've seen
that's massive volume.
That's massive volume, and we've seen around 4 million daily active wallets. So let the numbers speak, right? Those numbers point to adoption of this ecosystem by users. So on one side, that's what we're seeing. On one side, we're seeing this new world of digital finance emerging, and as one of the earliest innovators in the space, I think we have a responsibility, right? And that responsibility is to make sure that we provide secure, compliant technology on one side, but there's an equal responsibility that we have to make sure that more and more Americans who want to transact in this space, in this new world, get involved, and the technology around this is complex, right? If you look at wallet technology, you're looking at seed phrases, you're looking at the need to pay gas fees, right? So part of what we've done is abstract away the complexities and allow people a window to this new world, and I think that is very important.
That value proposition of abstractions and primitives, technology primitives, sounds a lot like the cloud game in 2007. If you saw the cloud computing revolution, we saw the alternative data centers, buy machines, stack them up, to just put your credit card down. Amazon Web Services was born. Now they were customer zero for Amazon.com, but that created a complete change over. Different companies emerged. Airbnb would not exist without cloud computing and AWS. Dropbox, all these brands. So we're seeing a similar pattern on crypto infrastructure, that if you can nail the fundamental building blocks, have the primitives, and then look at where to abstract away, and that's what made Amazon Web Services so great, and now every cloud, is they just abstract away the complexities to provide an easy layer to interface into.
Precisely.
That's exactly what you just said.
Absolutely, and that's and we are still. I would say we're still in the early days.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
right?
Amazon 2007.
Exactly. But what we're seeing here is there are real numbers, right? These numbers that I just spoke about, $80 billion in 2025 passing through this ecosystem, just through the OKX infrastructure, and 4 million active wallets. Those are real numbers, and those numbers speak about
real money
and real money. And what those numbers tell us is there's real adoption.
Adoption is critical. I want to talk about adoption because I think the mainstreaming of crypto, certainly here in the US, I think is going to unleash more products. And as you guys have a global footprint, now the world is flat. Remember that book, The World is Flat? But you have borders. Some environments are better. How do you look at the global landscape? Because now when the US comes online, and clearly they see the value of stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, that the Genius Act, absolutely super relevant. The Clarity Act, that's going to allow for the regulatory teams and systems to catch up.
Yep.
So that'll probably kind of come in. Still not there, but solve the hard problem first. What's the
one step at a time?
One step. Well, they're good steps.
Good steps.
They're good steps. What's the global impact? Now that you start to see some stability on a global basis, what's your view on the landscape? Because exchanges are super critical in this. They are the main centers of the action. I mean, essentially, money system revolves around the exchanges, the infrastructure, the user adoption. What's the big picture on this holistically?
Exchanges are, absolutely, exchanges are the hubs from where the spokes emanate, right? And even in the traditional markets that we see behind, which is a quadrillion-dollar market today, right? Across multiple products, be it fixed income and equities, etc. You know, you have the major exchanges, but the value proposition is global, right? And I say that of the new world of finance as well, right? Today, OKX has over 100 million customers in over 180 different countries. And that talks about the reach, and that also talks about how globally digital finance is being adopted. So
it's like a backbone for networking. You now have an aperture, you have a user base, client base that can interact with each other.
Oh, absolutely.
That to me is the huge upside. How does that factor into some of the retail adoption? Are there certain things you see that are working well? Because the dot to connect there is, okay, more adoption, more people getting on the crypto highway, so to speak, money flows, exchanges are on. What happens next?
I think what happens next is I see 4 opportunity sets here, right? Like I see the ever expanding spot market, which is what we're seeing and which is what we're building right now. As more and more people get accustomed to the idea of digital finance and more products come on chain, you'll see the derivatives market sort of expand. And I'm talking about digital derivatives, right? And where you can use
describe what a digital derivative is.
Where you can use stable coins and other RWA products as collateral, right? That's going to sort of really supercharge this market, right? So that's the second opportunity set. The third opportunity set, what I see is RWAs, real world assets coming on chain. Today, in the UAE, we have a partnership with Standard Chartered, where Standard Chartered actually has real-world derivatives that are put in a custodial framework where institutional customers can use that as collateral and trade on our exchange, right? So this is not
that's called economics.
That's called economics, and what that also tells
finance.
Is we are talking about we are talking about traditional finance partners coming in to really bridge this gap that we had, right? And partnering with some of the, compliant ecosystem firms in the space of digital finance. And as we go further into that,
what's the fourth area?
The fourth area is this intersection between stable coins and payments, right? That's another, the payment industry is another quadrillion-dollar industry.
4 major pillars.
4 major pillars, and 4 major pillars that ultimately relies on one thing, and that is on the infrastructure that binds together 140 different blockchains. And that's the backbone of what OKX has built over the years.
It's a great story, and I love the enablement too, because it's going to accelerate. The AI trends, accelerated computing is the narrative. Clearly we're seeing that play out. And crypto infrastructure, those got 4 pillars based on connecting the networks or chains. Both those markets are bounded by power. Okay, so energy is important. So they're going to collide in a good way, and that's going to open up more products. So I'm interested in the next thought from you is, you mentioned Silicon Valley is where your engineers and your product technology leaders are. In finance, what I've observed coming from Silicon Valley to New York in the past 6 months, full time, is there's kind of a product management opportunity in finance. And what I mean is that the financial products like digital derivatives, there's like thinking like I see here around finance products that would look like what a PM would do in tech. What's the features? What's the market requirements document? What's the product all this market product requirements definition, build something. You're starting to see the financial products thinking through the system that they have to plug into. That's like a product manager. I've never seen that before in my entire career, that kind of thinking. What's your reaction to that?
Absolutely true. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of people applying to roles at OKX who want to move from traditional finance into the digital world, right? There is a flood of resumes that I get on a daily basis. And that what that says is there are people who have been used to the world of traditional finance and the compliance systems, the risk management systems, who now know that a lot of that is transferable into the new world.
Because they have domain expertise.
They have domain expertise, right?
Yeah.
And we welcome that, because I think that is the next generation of builders.
They're
in the
product
space.
managers.
Exactly.
They know the product.
They know the product, and they can transfer that, and they can transfer those skills into building, building in the digital space.
I'm very bullish that this line of direction is going to be where the apps come in. And the apps aren't traditional apps like we know them today. Like today we think apps, like I got an iPhone, I got an app on my iPhone, I click on it. This is more like financial apps that are embedded. Like think Apple Pay. I got Apple Pay, I go in the subway, I can have another wallet that just says click, pay with crypto. Like as a user, if that comes on my phone, I don't care, as long as it works.
Exactly.
Does it work? Great, now what's the CFO in my pocket, or my wealth manager agent might say, hey, here's an exchange deal going on, somewhere over there, you guys can advertise that out via an API. That's a tech conversation.
It is a tech conversation, and it is also an inclusion conversation, right? As we get into this realm of digital finance, the tech is complex, right? Yeah. And we have to be able to abstract away some of the complexities to allow more and more people to enter into this new world, right? And that is so very important. And you're right. Right. At the end of the day, to quote what the SEC chairman said a few weeks ago, the right to self-custody is a foundational American value, right? Yeah. And that's absolutely true.
Liberty for all.
Liberty for all.
Yeah.
But to enable that foundational American value, you have to be able to abstract away some of the complexities and make it easier for a lot of customers out there to access this.
There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt from the end users that we talk to, mainstream users, around what if I lose my money? I mean, it's a fear. Yeah. That's being solved. The wallet, ease of use is happening.
That is where secure, compliant architecture comes into play, right? That is where you cannot compromise on the security of your infrastructure. You cannot compromise on the compliance elements. You cannot compromise on the risk management elements. So we spend a lot of time and effort into this. We have 2,500 engineers and product people around the world who manage this infrastructure. And you have to put that kind of expertise behind what we're building here.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of cool stuff. We could probably go another hour. I can break Joe Rogan's record, Lex Friedman's record on this topic, and the work you guys have done is amazing. I want to talk about what you are doing as the CEO. What are you optimizing for? What's your plan? Obviously, global exchanges, great value proposition, great infrastructure position. It's going to be more networked than hub and spoke, and it's going to be connected. Networking is a key here, connecting nodes and the networks. Yeah. What's your focus, and what are you optimizing for in the business?
Yes. So, like I said, when I took over as CEO in the U.S., I built out a strategic plan that goes into the next 2 to 5 years, and that's also pegged down to how the ecosystem is developing, right? So those 4 opportunity sets that I said spoke about, the spot market, the derivatives market, RWAs, payments. We need to have a play in all of that, right? So my first role as CEO was to build a team that can tackle those areas. So my team is built, and I've built my team across operations, strategy and execution, across business development and controls. And I think I have some excellent people on board right now, and we're starting to really build the systems and processes.
And what are some of your goals from a metric standpoint? Can you share any kind of data for folks?
Yes. So there are certain short-term goals around capturing market share in the U.S., which is, we have, and the only way to do it is to sort of really come out there as a compliant alternative, right? A compliant and secure alternative to all the choices that are out here today. And I think we've starting to prove that point.
So you're putting your moat around compliance and governance.
Around compliance and governance, and
security.
Around being a secure and trustworthy exchange.
Roshan, great to have you on the Crypto Trailblazers. I love the mission. Again, making it easy for people to get adoption That's the flywheel that has to kick in. It will. It's a matter of time. It's inevitable.
Absolutely.
I mean, the convergence of physical, digital is the first principle on both the AI North Star as well as crypto.
As well as crypto.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm John Furrier, doing our part to bridge the physical and digital here with theCUBE. Thanks for watching.